Alexandra Bosman, and this is my presentation on improvisation. So firstly, I just want to say that improvisation is a performance technique that an actor or musician has not practiced or planned, and so instead of relying on a script, the actor will make things up as they go along. It can be done in many ways, such as dance and movement. Using a stimulus for performance helps to develop imagination and creativity, for you are taking something specific and turning it into a drama piece through improvisation. There are many different ways in using a stimulus in drama. It can be created through various forms such as objects, music, themes, quotes, and pretty much everything. In many improvised musicals such as Showstoppers, the stimulus comes from the audience. Showstoppers first began in 2008, and they use a variety of themes including dance, musical and straight drama. The storyline of the show follows the audience suggestions. Whose Line Is It Anyway is a television programme which first began in 1998, and it includes improvised sketches which, like Showstoppers, are suggested by an audience, but they can also use objects, themes, actors and the hosts as a stimulus. And this is the trailer for Showstoppers.
Hello everyone, are you having a fantastic time? Yeah. Is it incredibly inspiring? Yeah. Excellent, we are setting stuff up, there's going to be keyboards moved, there's going to be things happening up here, so we've got a little bit of time before we start. So we are the Showstoppers, and what we do is, well... Ready? Relationship between two people, like a mother-daughter or a carpenter and client. Anything. A priest and a choir boy, thank you very much for the... There's also another tendency, which is the love of trying to thwart people and get them in hot water. Okay, a priest and a choir boy is absolutely fine. See if we can avoid the obvious jokes there. But yeah, priest and a choir boy, fine. So we're just going to start a scene, and all you've got to do, guys, is simply build and keep saying yes and take it to different places. Okay, let's see.
I've got the hymn books, Father Edwards.
Yes, you have, Peter. Put them down on the pews.
Oh, these pews here?
These pews here, yes. Yes, those are my favourite pews.
Looking forward to Sunday.
Of course you are. It's the day that you're going to be communed.
Yes, it is.
Yes, you're getting communed on Sunday, Peter.
I can't wait for communion, especially if you're the one who's going to do it.
Oh, I will be. Of course I will be. I'm always here for you, Peter.
Okay, now, before we get really creepy, but can you see what they did?
Imagination and spontaneity are the main key features of improvisation, and without them it would be pretty hard to be able to improvise. Imagination is the idea of forming new creative ideas and using this to come up with a drama piece, and spontaneity is the idea of thinking on your feet to be able to create something on the spot while using imagination. In lessons, we've been exploring imagination and spontaneity through practitioners Jackson Cock and Augusto Bosman. For example, we looked at the childhood bedroom exercise, and this can be quite effective to an audience because they're watching your emotions, and it's quite a personal and visual exercise because you're imagining something true to you. We also did one story told by several people, and this exercise really helps explore imagination and spontaneity because the person before you sets a scene and you have to take over from their imagination to create your own.
Party quirks. Shit. Yes, for the party. And Colorado. Come on down here. And Colorado will be the guests. And we give you. Mr. strange quirk or identity, and Chip has to guess who they are. I want you guys to come over here. I'll ring in one at a time with the doorbell, and whenever you're ready, there, Chip, start the party.
Come on in. Oh, come on.
Hey, dude!
What's up?
Woo! All right! Wow, thanks, bro! Woo! Man, that's one. Shut up, man! I'll kill you. I'm so sorry.
Good party. Hey, come on in. Would you like some chips or some soda? Or you could...
Is that a barbecue chip?
Yeah, I thought he's the only barbecue chip here. All the others are just...
Ripple.
Okay, enjoy that. Oh, hello. Come on in. I was wondering when you'd get here. Can I get you anything else?
Dude, I'm really sorry about that. Oh, make it tell! Hey, you just stood up! Hey, you're hot! I know!
I'm glad I guessed there. Yes.
Wait. Okay. Action, reaction, response. Physical theatre is a style of theatre which explores movement, mind, and gestures, and expresses ideas without having to use words. The movement is used in a stylized way, and it is often abstract. Contact improvisation is a style of physical theatre, and it's pretty much the main style in physical theatre. It can be used without any dialogue or with dialogue. With physical theatre, action reaction is important, for contact is made in some way, and actors will have to react to each other to be able to make the piece effective. They will have to build up trust to be able to respond spontaneously, for there has to be some kind of relationship to be able to use some parts in physical theatre. For example, a love relationship, they will have to trust each other with doing certain lifts, which can be effective in showing their relationship. In lessons, we have been exploring contact improvisation by looking at different frantic assembly exercises. For example, we worked on a chair duets, and this build relationships, and also the use builds on relationships. There are many different styles of physical theatre, but the main one which we have been looking at is frantic assembly. Frantic assembly is a physical theatre group from the UK, and they generally work for play text and come together with other companies to create devised pieces. They also use contact improvisation to do lifts and use contact to show the different relations between characters. And there's a short clip of one of their pieces. It is important while improvising to make sure that you are thinking ahead and looking for openings to join in. Communication is a main key for improvisation and thinking ahead, for people have to work together to be able to create a piece. We have done some exercises which involve thinking ahead in lessons, such as yes, let's. Here people need to think about what to do next, and others take over from from that to create something new. And we also did freeze, which is where people work together to create a small scene, and then others also take over. Interaction is the key to creating meaningful pieces, for you can combine physical theatre as well as communication to a piece. Like frantic assembly, interaction can be used to create an abstract style which plays with the focus of a certain storyline and brings attention to feelings and the movements which relate to the scene. Interaction helps to develop relationships, and we have explored this while doing the chair duets and the int exercise, for we explore different relationships and link them with physical theatre. Forum theatre is a technique which is used while acting a scene. The audience watching the scene will think about the issues involved in the scene, and when coming to watch it again, will point out the issues, and the piece will be redone without the issues, and instead with the right things. And now, I'm going to play from 7. So in this bit, you need to look what's going on in the scene. What's going on?
Not being well behaved. Now that's what?
Hi, welcome to Big Box Groceries.
Hi. But no, he's trying to tell me that my child be acting up in class. No, my child don't act up in class. My child is perfect. He sure act up in front of his mama. No.
You're right.
No, that teacher, she don't need to be in the classroom. She don't need to be in the classroom. She don't, because if she don't like children, why is she even there? Why is she even?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, you're $2 short.
Period. Is that my bread on the floor?
Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to throw your bread on the floor. It happened to fell on the floor and I put it on the turnstile. I'm so sorry. If Missy fell on the floor, do you need me to get you another bread? I'm so sorry.
Why did you drop it in the first place?
I didn't mean to.
And now they've got someone from the audience to try and make it.
$23.99.
Anyway, no. My child is not a damn fool in the classroom. My child
Excuse
knows
me,
that
sir.
up.
Excuse me,
Jesus.
You're like
Is
$2
that my bread on
short.
the floor?
Ma'am,
That is my bread on the floor.
ma'am, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to
Why
drop
is my bread on the floor?
It fell on the floor. I put
With
it
my
on the turnstile and it fell on the
fell,
floor.
did it?
No, I didn't mean to.
So in the process of asking people for more money.
No, it Missy fell on the floor.
Young man, he's trying to cooperate. Y'all was in the middle of this conversation. Y'all ain't paying attention to what he's doing. Yeah, he didn't do it on purpose.
But my bread is on the floor.